Oh, fortune cookie. Okay, let's see what 2021 holds. Hopefully better than 2020. Our strength grows out of our weaknesses. Cool. I was studying at Stellenbosch University, and initially I started studying BSc molecular biology, and first year BSc is very broad. All the BSc students are together, and when we started becoming more specialized, I realized that I'm not as lab-centric as I thought I was. And a friend of mine was studying viticulture and oenology, and she had sort of said, you know what, come along to my classes and see what it's like. You might enjoy it. And then I went with her to class, and then I went with her to another class, and so on and so forth, until eventually I had changed from BSc molecular biology to then viticulture and oenology. Also, wine is such a social thing, and I found that it was more suited to my personality, because I really enjoy socializing and speaking to other people, and it's an art and it's a science at the same time. So you get to have a little bit of artistic flair and kind of put your signature into this product, but you also have to think about what you're doing and be progressive in your thinking. I'm now at Bellingham Cellars, where our homestead is situated in Franschhoek, quite beautiful little homestead, and we produce the wines in Wellington. Great cellar to work at. It was done, I think, about in 2007, sorry. So it's a very ergonomic winery, designed quite well. Very easy in terms of getting grapes in, working with the grapes. The process during, harvest is a winemaker's craziest time of the year. You're working long hours, you push for pressure, you're working with producers and your cellar team. So the cellar that I'm at the moment is really great for the setup and just working in general. And then, I've got a really great team of guys that I'm working with, and my co-winemaker or head winemaker, Richard, and we have a great partnership. So we work well together, and it's nice that our palates are so different. At Bellingham, we're very lucky. We have long-standing relationships with the producers, so we work very closely with our viticulturists that we have, and then with the producers, always focusing on wine of origin. So, for example, we've got the Bellingham Homestead range, which every different varietal comes from an area. So, for example, Chardonnay, we found Stellenbosch, so all the vineyards that we get the Chardonnay berries from are from Stellenbosch area for the Chardonnay, and then for Chenin, for example, it's all from Paarl. So we're very specific in terms of which berry grows in which area and how to make a premium wine from it. Okay, so I've brought along our Bernard Series Old Vine Chenin 2019. The Bernard Series Chenin, we actually get our grapes from, like I said, older than 35-year-old vines, mostly bush vines, but also trellis from the Durbanville area as well as the Stellenbosch area. We do a lot of natural fermentation. We use various combinations of fermentation vessels, so new barrels, foudres, amphoras, and so we get to play around with the different mouthfeel, the different textures, which is really great. So see, it's a nice, lovely color. This is for the way we ferment it, and also some barrel aging. We have 30% first fill, so new French wood that we place it in. We do barrel selection as well. We only use French oak for our wine, but the type of toasting that we use, and whether it's medium toast or water bent, these are all sort of factors that build into the complexity of the wine. So so that's also contributes to the color of the wine. It's really limey and zesty, but also upon opening up a bit, there's nuances of apricot and stone fruit that comes through. And then on the palate, it's very rich. It just coats your entire palate. It's very smooth. And then that nice crisp acidity actually let it lingers. So it's still sort of in my mouth with not really being in my mouth. It's an excellent wine to pair with, I'm going to say, a nice creamy dish to cut through the cream with this beautiful acidity. For me personally, I like this wine at the end of the meal, like a type of dessert, because it has that big, ripe apricot sort of flavors in the mouth. It's definitely more of the sun setting, I'm going into dinner, I'm going to have a glass of beautiful wine, because it's so rich and just full and a little bit provocative, I'm gonna say. This is the next wine. It's the Bernard Series Smb, my favorite of the range that we produce. We get it all from the same producer out in Voorpaardenberg with the Mourvedre and Viognier. The Viognier gives it a bit of femininity, and the Mourvedre gives it some oomph, some structure, a little bit more depth in color. We age this wine for about 12 months, first, second, and third full barrels, and then we do blending thereafter. We got 93 points at Tim Akin, which is really great. I'm very proud of that. And then we got a Mindus Vinny Gold for this wine over here. It really is our creme de la creme wine, I would say. So you'll see a really nice, deep, sort of ruby crimson color. On the nose, it's not shy at all. It's got like really great floral notes to it, some plum, some cherry. And then as it evolves, there's some like spiciness and cloves that come through. Even if I didn't know that much about wine and having smelt this wine, and I think it is approachable. It's not, as much as it is serious, it is not too serious that anyone could enjoy this wine, I would say. So there's that like velvet elegance texture on the palate, like elegant, feminine, elegant, just beautiful. This is a wine that I would drink all year round. Wine definitely has its place in every moment. The very first time I had a white wine, I didn't really like white wine. Red wine was my get into wine card. I'll never forget it, I had a Merlot from Tulbach that we found in a bottle store. It blew my socks off. And that's when I was like, okay, I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm gonna become a winemaker. This is amazing. The first time I had a very good white wine, or at least to my knowledge at the time, my very inexperienced palate, was a Viognier from Franschhoek. And every single time I drink a Viognier from Franschhoek, I think of myself sitting on a hay bale with my dad, almost falling my head off, but enjoying it so much. And that is a moment, that is a memory. And so those are the types of things that you want to recreate. When you want something special, go buy a bottle of wine, put it with your moment, and then live it.